Hello and welcome to yet another cast. For you today I have a custom 6v6 made on Norx Mapgen. Would be weird if it wasn't a custom, I know. Zoomed in a bit, so probably 15k since this is a 20k base. And we have team... let me just check. Team 1 in the west, team 2 in the east. Had to take a moment to check which team was on which side. But let's start in the north and introduce Team 1. In this greenish-grey, we have Modular going Cypern opening first land. To the south of that, in this fecal brown, going Cypern opening first land, we have Gojos? Probably Gojos. Or Gojo, or something like that. Anyway, to the south of that, in orange, going Aeon and opening first land as well, we have Deathcake. Or Deathkake. Pretty sure the last time I featured them, I also wasn't sure if it's Deathcake or Deathkake. Anyway, to the south of that, in this dark green, we have Zardos going Cypern opening first land. Did I point out that Deathcake is going Aeon opening first land? I think I did, but just to make sure they are going Aeon, they are opening first land. Anyway, to the south of Zardos we have Saruman in white going Cypern opening first land. And last player for the for the western team, we have Stinky Joe in red going Seraphim. Now for the eastern team, on their southernmost slot, we have Caesar Mom going Cypern opening first air in dark blue. Then to the north of that, in yellow, we have Skas going Aeon opening first land. To the north of that, in green, going Cypern opening first land, we have Maverick. Be ready for a whole bunch of Salt and... yeah, I think Salt is the right term because, well, let's just say Maverick has a reputation. A reputation for an amazing personality. Truly an amazing person. If you can't hear the sarcasm in that, then... well, there is sarcasm in that. Anyway, to the north of Maverick, already in the middle area, with the ACU we have Magnum in piss yellow, opening first land, going Cypern. And then to the north of that, in purple, going UF, opening first land as well, we have Ninrai. And last but not least, in burgundy red, opening first land, going Cypern, we have Pavel NK. I'm just going to refer to them as Pavel. Now we have 3 ACUs pushing this southern plateau area right here. Something I should probably take a short look at as reclaim as well, I just realized. Around 40k reclaim on the entire map. Looking at the reclaim numbers, more like 41k. Since the bunch has already been picked up, but we have some nice reclaim collections dotted around the middle line in the areas that are very likely to be contested. Well, to be fair, the area around the pond, I don't expect those to be contested, but I definitely expect the ones right here to be contested by the teams. Due to just players moving up there. But Skas needs to be very careful as they are facing off 3 ACUs. Since neither Sisamam nor Magnum did move their ACUs up there. Wait, never mind. Maverick would be the one that's closest to that. But yeah, they also did not move their ACU up there. Down there. Down there, I guess is the more correct term. Modular on this side currently facing 2 ACUs. Or about to face 2 ACUs. Just sneakily grabbing a bunch of the valuable reclaim on the side of the opposing team. Just to get more reclaim than the other team, I guess. Gonna take a bunch of fire from the ACUs of Pavel and Ninrai. I think I already saw Pavel a overcharge out from Pavel, so I suspect that they do have Easter egg already up. Yep, a singular one. So the overcharges aren't going to be too powerful, but they will do additional damage, of course. Ninrai pointing out that they should probably let Modular live, as that might be advantageous, though this early on it would probably be more advantageous if they could walk them down. But factory blocks coming out from Gojo, and thus those ACUs not able to properly walk down Modular, who manages to retreat. And survives for now, though needs to be a lot more careful. In the meantime, down here, Sandman and Stardust both collectively pushing with the ACUs against Gus, while Stinky Joe is also moving in, maybe to get much of the reclaim as well. But looking at the current state of things, it seems like the not the Eastern, the Western team has gotten a lot more of the reclaim. Though looking at the total reclaim numbers, it seems pretty even. Right, I suspect partially due to Maverick collecting the reclaim right here. Also run by from Maverick out on down the south. Maybe going right here after the stuff of Stardust, since there is currently not too much to kill that. I expect maybe bagging 1 max, 1 engineer. DA trying to fire onto that but missing. Well, okay, it's bagging 1 max, and not 1 max, 1 engineer. And now there's being PD built up, and that is flying up very fast. So with that, those not those tanks, those mantis will survive, won't survive for long. But this max does actually end up going down, though it's only a T1 max, doesn't cost too much. In the meantime, T3 Air already on the way for Sandman, who just asked for a bunch of powers, so yeah, they did not build up the power they needed to do this. Well, that's not too surprising. Currently getting up their second T2P gen, but let's see, is there any other T3 Air currently underway? We do have T2 Air out for Gus. And, well, okay, there is T2 land out for Maverick, though that is not air, and air can have dangerous effects, and we have T2 Air just finished by the looks of it by Ninrai. So, yeah, the other side does have T2 Air, that's it. With the potential soon appearance of T3 Air, that's not a good place to be at. On the other hand, Salaman apparently neglected Eco in favor of doing that, since they are currently still upgrading maxes to a T2. So everything does have its price. There is a factory out from a naval factory out for Stardust. Magnum just reclaiming engineers with that ACU, as the ACU cannot be reclaimed, but engineers can. And an attempt of just moving some Auroras over the water due to those being hover, as you can see. But the ACU of Maverick just prevented that. Stealth about to finish for Modular. And going for Nano right after. Already finished guns, so that ACU definitely going to be used aggressively by the looks of it. T2 going up for Maverick, so I expect some defense will be built up there, and... Right, I think Naval Factory just got reclaimed. Though there is now also Naval Factory out for Magnum. That is currently taking fire from a bunch of Auroras. So not too sure if that will actually finish. Not finish, if that frigate will be allowed to finish. I don't think it will. Yeah, the factory is already dead. But Torpedo Launcher being built up by Deathcake to try and deal with Magnum's ACU. There was also already one built here. So there is definitely investments made to force them back in the area, and apparently Stardust died. I'm not sure to what. because I did not pay attention to that, rather looking at what's going on in the small pond in the middle. That was of no significance at all, but well, apparently it was enough to take out a player. But I just saw something fly. Was that a tactical missile? Could swear I saw something fly and land with a big explosion. Oh, those are stray flag shells from that flag cannon. That for some reason is firing into this area even though the target is right here. Not too sure why. Was confused there for a moment. But T2 going up for Scars. Some frontline factories out for Sisamam, who did actually completely grab this side area and is currently using that to directly threaten the main base of... what's the name? Let me just look again. Stinky Joe. Yeah, not too great with names today. There is, however, a T2PD out for Joe, meaning that they will be able to just, well, maybe take out those Mantas. Those could probably just kill that PD if they targeted it down, but they didn't, and thus the PD is actually able to take that out. Big push in the north against the ACU of Modular. But that ACU and the supporting spam seem to be sufficient to do their job. T3 going up for Ninrai, never mind, that was cancelled. I suspect that maybe the plan right there was to go for some Ravagers. For some nasty Ravager creep. But it seems like that play was not made. Now T3 Air has been apparently achieved by Cinnamon. Let's look again. Anyone northern team? Not northern. Not I'm used to having that north-south split instead of the east-west split. Any T3 Air on the eastern team. And yes, there is a T3 HQ out for Ninrai, though they are currently only building T1 bombers out of that. But they have 2 whole ASF. Nice to see. There are now a bunch of Sobras that are firing into the supporting spam of Gojo and the ACU of Motural. Well, not currently into the ACU, but probably very soon into the ACU. There was also a Triad. Was being the important word, yes, it no longer exists. But a bunch of light skirmishing going on, nothing too impressive. What I do however spy on the minimap is a attempted run-by through the small valley area right here, out from Deathcake, utilizing the hover ability of their Aeon units to move over the water and then just over the through that area right here, maybe into the back line. But it was noticed and thus spam out from Maverick and their teammate Scuzz are able to deal with that before it can do too much damage, though we do see blazes. And I'm pretty sure currently no T2 land out for Maverick. Well, some flag. In the meantime, push right now against Scuzz, out from Stinky Joe, who does have gun and nano, and an army with a whole bunch of visuals, and with that I'm pretty sure that this ACU will not survive. No, it won't. And there we have the first ejection of the Eastern team, with Scuzz. 2 players on the same flank, and I'm pretty sure even the same slot. Go down, or the respective slot. Apparently Scuzz giving the same order, and not the wrong order, and does, well, probably dying, I guess. Maybe wanting to retreat, not too sure. Or by looks of it, maybe also just trying to get their units out of there to keep them alive. As the ACU explosion takes out your own shit. Another push right here, and Mochilal is telling someone to go, to relax, not too sure who. But very bold with that ACU, currently standing in range of a Triad, with more Triads being built up. Needs to be a bit more careful. And maybe also needs some stuff to take care of this firebasing. But Pavel shortly in range of, or in range for a short time of the ACU of Mochilal, both get out of range of each other, and there's not too much going on there. Things calm down for the moment. Waylo right here being utilized to just take a bunch of stuff built up by Caesar's mom on the south side, who is actually trying to throw up a gunfire in this forward area. Though I was about to say that could probably reach a bunch of very important stuff, but on this exact position it couldn't, no. Right here it's not doing, right here it's not going to be able to reach anything of value. Now, another run by attempted right here by Deathcake. Basically trying to do the same thing they attempted here on the other flank against Magnum. Though Magnum on the ball already with some PD set up and thus not falling for that. And surviving. A whole bunch of MMLs out for Mochilal on this lower area right here in the back. Just firing into this firebase. Let's count 9 Vipers. And that's a lot, and that's really hard to defend against, because first off, that's not only is that 9 missiles, since those are Cypher missiles, those just split into 3 smaller missiles once they get shot down, meaning that you technically need 4 shots to take those to take out each and every one of those tactical missiles. Which makes it super hard to defend against Cypher and MMLs. Or basically anything in terms of Cypher tactical missiles. Because all Cypher tactical missiles have that trait. In the meantime, Ninrai a bit careless, I'd say, getting into a gunfight with the ACU of Mochilal, though managing to retreat far enough back that Mochilal is forced to pull back due to PD. With a bunch of stingers now targeting, now moving in onto the ACU of Mochilal. Who definitely needs some AA coverage with the ACU. But there seems to be flag red down here in the lower area as well that is moving up with the ACU moving into the general area, and that flag will most likely be able to take out that stuff, but the gunships already pull back. Right. Barrett just pinging out that this shit should pull back due to the requests of the ACU, I guess. Nothing too important here. And, well, that's interesting. We have T2 Navy out for Deathcake. Bombarding the shore. Though not bombarding those gunfires that are currently taking out the Salems. Those would be a priority target, but, well, never mind. Now, Scar's telling Maverick to go for Spider. And spiders have been queued up, so that is respected. And let's see. Airfight. And I'm pretty sure that this one will be won by Salaman. Yep. And bricks just being utilized for their torpedoes, I guess. Also about to move up onto land, killing off the naval factory right here, and continuing on. Now, what else is going on the map right now? Surprisingly little at this moment in time. Maybe a push mounting right here for Maverick? Though maybe also not. Is big scout wave out for Nimrai? What are they scouting for? Anything like a nuke? Maybe? Or a snipe? No? Can't see anything of the sorts. Though on that note, let's just check what the Western team is up to. If they are working on anything like that. Doesn't look like it either though. There's also Spider queued up for Modular. No. Well, yeah, combat has slowed down significantly. Let's just take a short look at economies. Team 1 currently over 100 mass behind. Something like 170 mass, looking at this. Definitely not a great state, or not a great situation. As Team 2 will have the ability to scale more and more with that mass advantage, making things go even worse. However, the Eastern team is currently not really pushing their advantage in the economy game by pushing against their opponents. We do see T3 now going up for Nanrai on the ACU, so maybe we will see some Ravager creep with that. Laser going up for Modular. But yeah, nothing of note at this moment in time. Like we have a singular Chester firing into stuff. And I'm pretty sure that's currently everything that's firing into something. Except for the occasional AA. So maybe let's go up to +3 speed, speed things up a bit, and wait for things to happen. Well, T3 mobile are right here being utilized by Stinky Joe to break the base or fire base stuff of Caesar. Not too important right now. And those bricks do push out of the water. But those whalers for Sandman immediately in the area and thus forcing those bricks back into the water as soon as they get out of there. Small push attempt right here by Pavel. And Laser about to finish for Modular on this ACU, so since that is a nano ACU, I expect that we will most likely see a very aggressive commander use, not actually a tele-snipe or something like that. Other nice thing to see, trebuchets. Just doing trebuchet things. And missing. Because those are trebuchets, they aren't intended to hit. They are intended to saturate an area with artillery fire. Like any Cypern artillery. That singular prick right here. Firing down, taking out, taking some shots at these Vipers, taking a few out. Nothing too impressive. Cloaking going up on the AC for Modular now. And more PD thrown up by Ninrai. But currently still nothing going on by the looks of it. So let's speed this up again. Let's go... Well, okay, can't go further than +3 anywhere right now. Gun splash started for Stinky Joe. Maybe something like an experimental out for the Eastern team, and yes, there is a monkey out for Maverick. That will be pushing this area, so I don't expect that upgrade to finish. And in the meantime, Ravagers now build up on the north side with Rai, denying a larger area. If you just take a look, that's a pretty big area. Even with some clan covers now also queued up. But yeah. Well, okay, the monkey does push in now. Let's slow back down. Pushing into the army of Stinky Joe, who does have a bunch of bricks. I expected those were given over by Saneman. Cancelling the upgrade, pulling out, and pouring in a lot of the damage from those bricks into the Monkey Lord and supporting army. Now the supporting army does seem to be primarily made up of T1 with some T2. That means that it won't do too great against the army with significant T3 parts out from Stinky Joe. Now with even with some Whalers coming in to continue pouring damage into the Monkey Lord. Though there is a whole bunch of bounces in the area that do at least take out the those guys, those gunships. Bunch of Fostoros moving into the AC of Stinky Joe, but there is also a right here that will take those out. Also very sorry if I'm silent again and again for a few moments, because I am getting a bit tired right now, I do yawn quite a bit at times. Checking out for Gojo, pushing into the base of Mirai, who has a single Ravager and a bunch of T2PD. Well, never mind, those are 2 Ravagers, but that's not gonna save against Chicken. And I'm pretty sure that that ACU is being targeted down. It has started moving now, but way too late. Already down to half health. Way below half health into the red, and there it goes. Kaboo. I'm gonna say that was preventable from Ninrai. By just, well, not running into there. But run by right here attempted by Magnum with a bunch of bricks. Modular using that laser comm to great effect, taking out a few of those. With this, well, line of destruction that you can see right here, where the laser impacted the ground. Or laser or whatever, because it's microwave laser and all that. In the meantime, Maverick pushing in the south is still primarily T1 with a bunch of bouncers. And the Monkey Lord, now a second Monkey Lord coming in. Would love to see some bricks. Since, honestly, T1, especially Mantis, are just outdated at this point. Proper shift to the T3 spam would most likely make a big difference right here. But also more stores being built up. Those Aeon AA gunships. And those 2 Monkey Lords actually pushing in now. One actually firing down onto Stinky Joe's ACU a bit. Does Stinky Joe have overcharge? Doesn't look like it. Never mind, there's E-Storage right here, and more importantly, there is a nuke. Now, how does it look SMD-wise? We have one right down here for Caesar Mom. That's halfway loaded. We have one in the main base of Maverick. That is around a third loaded. And that seems to be at SMD-wise right now. But I guess there's the game plan for the Western team. Whalers continue to fire onto this Monkey Lord. And will probably go down. No, maybe not. The Seraphim T3 mobile artillery also firing down some stuff. Very interesting design, to be honest, that you have the artillery as a walker unit instead of a tank unit or something like that. That just falls in the back legs to deploy, to solidify, to basically stabilize the position for firing. But on the other hand, a lot of the unit designs for the Seraphim are very unique. Now, Navy seems to be won by Magnum, with a whole bunch of cruisers and a bunch of Salems that have started walking onto the land. But the it's a matter of time till that goes down with the presence of this GC. That... honestly, I'm not even sure if that will fully submerge when it gets into the water. Because, honestly, that water does not seem too deep. We also have a bunch of tactical missile launchers right here. That will most likely just be taken out by the by SGC now. They do get off one volley. And there is no Team D right here, but Deathcake started walking, and I think that might have been targeted onto the ACU. Maybe onto the SMD, not too sure, but I think that's where the ACU was. But not like it matters, because the shields actually block off all of that damage anyway. And those two end up going down to DGC. Yeah, it is now pushing into the water to take out these Salems and cruisers. Let's see, how deep is this water actually? Well, never mind, I'm pretty sure that it's actually deep enough to completely submerge the GC. Yeah, it's already down to the head. Just barely looking out. But still far enough over the water to actually get some, to actually take out most of these destroyers. But yeah, GC continued to fire into the Navy, taking out these cruisers. Also completely missed that cruisers apparently have less HP than a destroyer. I would have expected it to be the other way around. But yeah, it's not unusual for me to not know stuff. That's actually a very common occurrence. In the meantime, GC pushing in for Maverick, as well as a Megalith and a Spider. And there is a singular Spider out for Salaman trying to help on this flank. Stinky Joe does have the second gun upgrade and is currently going for Advanced Nano. Advanced Nano will definitely make that ACU a whole lot more tanky, which might help in taking out these experimentals. And the attempt to use some gunships to try and help defend is quickly stopped by just a very large number of bounces. But I'm gonna say by what I said earlier, that it would be very nice to see some bricks coming out as well, since those are very, very powerful.
Strategic launch detected.
Merrick finishes another experimental. A nuke is launched out from Stinky Joe, and let's see how's the rest going. It's going right after this base. That now does have as an SMD, but it just started loading, by the looks of it. So that nuke will certainly land. This SMD is loaded now for Caesar's mom. And yeah, does just completely fly past that and will land now. Taking out a bunch of build power and a bunch of mass income. Very nice. However, not the GC and not the singular NG that's continuing to build more GCs. But that nuke took out about 70k mass. Not the most efficient nuke, but also there have been worse. Push right here out from Caesar's mom against the main base of Stinky Joe though. At the same time, Stinky Joe now going in with the ACU, with this advanced nano gun ACU, double gun ACU, against what's left of the push out from Maverick, who did go in with that, who did end up losing the GC and the Monkey by the looks of it. And that ACU now fighting against Smegalith, and by the looks of it actually winning due to just the power of Splash and overcharges. And with that advanced nano also just quickly regening, still having a ridiculous amount of HP. In the meantime, right here, the west bank of the pond, the Salems do continue to walk. These nasty, nasty destroyers. Pouring in their fire. And this GC apparently still alive, though currently not being used. Could probably take out all of these Salems. And I see artillery fire. Yes, there is a hopper farm built up by Gojo to fire into the base of Maverick by the looks of it. Looks like it's going after the aircraft right now. Interesting. That aircraft is not shielded at all, so it will just end up going down. Which is very, very nasty. And if it's not going down to RT, there's also a Monkey Lord pushing in for Modular that is, well, getting very close. There is a Fat Boy about to finish. But the Fat Boy is not too great again for defending against a Monkey, and never mind. Especially at that close range, but never mind. A artificial impact taking out all of the build power, meaning that doesn't finish just basically seconds before being completed. Basically just a paint job left to finish. And with that Monkey can just go in unopposed now. The air grid is basically down, and with that air control will most likely switch over to Saruman very soon. Though Maverick seems to have large air force right now, with a air fight ensuing right here. That seems to be won by Maverick. But since they did lose their accurate, I don't expect that to last. And that there are also a bunch of bouncers and SAMs underneath that do continue and also just pour in more damage for Sandman, basically providing sort of a home bonus, a home advantage. ASF for Caesar's mom also come in, but way too late to actually have an impact onto the air fight that Sandman still uses. Now, completely missed that, but two GCs are now pushing again for Maverick, and those did end up taking out the ACO of Stinky Joe, who was way too careless and, well, even though they did have advanced nano, sustaining the firepower of AGC, or, well, in this case 2, is not too great of an idea. You still want to get out of that firing range. But one GC ends up going down. There's a Maglev firing into that, and a chicken. The chicken, even though it was very close to dying, not actually being targeted down by the GC. Big misplay there, I would have to say. And now also just a bunch of course airs utilized by Sanema to try and help defend. With another push forming right down here. This time with a Monkey Lord. And that will definitely be, well, let's just call it annoying. Maverick complaining about the team, I guess. Yeah, complaining that the aggregate was allowed to die, though. I mean, it was under control of Maverick, so I would have to say that there was some responsibility onto that for Maverick. The Monkey Lord right here manages to just continue to pull past through the back, currently at 88k mascot. And probably gonna kill off a bunch more of stuff just through the back line. Or maybe also just a bunch of spam now. But it did its job, and thus everything is fine. At nearly 100k mascot. Another nuke goes out, and the push that was going into that seems to have died. I almost suspect that that nuke was still fired as a desperate nuke in case that launcher goes down, but it seems to be going after Magnum, who does have SMD that is loaded. However, not right here on the ACU, where there are a bunch of top bombers trying to come in, but those aren't the problem. The nuke landing on the ACU is. Meaning that they do end up going down to just a nuke on the landing on the head. Teleporter now going up for modular, so maybe we will see a tele-snipe. And yes, Maverick getting very salty. Doing Maverick things. Scar's pointing out that Caesar, who is currently building Zykus, that will probably not pay off since, yeah, Zykus do take quite a long time to pay themselves off, and looking at the current state of this game, Scars is probably correct in that this game will not last another 12 minutes. As there is now a collapse through the middle. Well, not quite yet, but, well, air control has shifted back into the hand of the Western team. Then there's also just the general collapse of everything for on the northbound side, though there are two Monkey Lords currently pushing in for Pavel. And of course the artillery fire without any counter-artillery. Currently the initiative seems to be with the Eastern team, to be completely honest. Another chicken finishes with Salaman. Just like in Magalov. And yes, this game is... it's not gonna last too much longer. Artillery is firing down onto everything. There is a bunch of T1 spam just being built up, but that doesn't matter, there are the Monkey Lords now pushing in. Those could probably just walk through here, taking out Marshallal, who does have tele now, though hasn't started tallying yet. There is a single chicken moving onto this flank, but With this Maglev also coming this way, I don't think that will be too important. Much rather asking for the scout of the ACUs, and with that, the end is nigh. Strats not being built up by Cinnamon. Right here. Those will basically be able to break through most shields. And this chicken actually pulling back. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. You need to keep that chicken at range against this number of Monkey Lords. Telly started for Machalal, and that is going after... Not there. Right, Telly was cancelled. Never mind then. No Telly for you. But we now see two chickens right here, firing into the bunch of Monkey Lords. Two of the Monkey Lords targeting down, or focusing down one of the chickens. And they might be able to take out both chickens just due to their high DPS. Well, one Monkey Lord, another of the Monkey Lords does go down, and yeah, chicken does end up going down as well, but the Lightning Storm is enough to take out the other Monkey Lord. And now we have these two Magleves pushing in against a singular chicken. Another Telly attempt out for Machalal, and by the looks of it, this is going right here in the backline. Just taking out some Maxes. Nuke going in after the ACU of Pavel, though there is SND right here. I mean, it would have made sense to tally in for Machalal right there, but the problem with that is at that moment there was a nuke flying in, so you don't want to actually go in there. Maybe there will be the tally into that area once the nuke landed, or once the nuke is shot down. Teleporter now started for Pavel, who doesn't have any upgrades. And let's see, is there anything else going on? Another big push attempted right here by Maverick with a bunch of Maglevs. Also still primarily bouncers, which do at least prove very effective in dealing with the Corsairs built up by Cinnamon to defend. But they won't do too well against the Salvagers, as they are still AA. As Cyprin, they can at least fire onto current targets, though currently just taking some air stuff. Now GC moving in, but there is still the Maglev, which, to be completely fair, is nearly dead, so... and currently also not targeting down the GC. Well, never mind, that is. But it's very low on HP, so I don't expect it to actually win against the GC. Yeah, GC should be about to get into range, and there's the HP falling on that Maglev. Does it drop the GC into the red? Yes, it does, but it's not enough to actually take that out. Another Maglev out for for Maverick as well. That is you just walking south, doing some damage, and was coming in for Cinnamon, just firing down onto these Maglevs that were built up by Pavel, with Acer moving in as well, and I seem to have missed Caesar's mom dying. But that donut just completely wrecking this one Monkey Lord, as you can see. Donut having some incredible firepower. Though it's what you would expect from a fuck-off beam like this. Retargeting onto one of the Maglevs by the looks of it. Never mind, going for the AA first, and missed it, but Pavel goes down to Modulal, who didn't have that ACU in there, so I expect it was this Maglev right here. Narek, of course, inherits all of this stuff now. Also continue to be used to just take out all of these Maglevs. But with this, we are looking at a 1v4 situation. I don't think that that is a winnable thing for Maverick. And this GC currently here is still alive. With another one coming in and a Maglev as well. But let's speed this up. Yeah, it's trying to run past the, well, never mind, it's not doing too much. There comes the S-Washer in. Firing down onto Maglev and GC. Big Scout Wave. And a nuke. Right, not Modulal. I think Modulal went in there to try and take some stuff out, but ended up dying to just stuff of Maverick. But yeah, they are right, the game is over. Here, chicken somewhere. Well, there's Maglev right here. Just completely wrecked by a whole bunch of Ironauts. Fat boy up here. Do they know where the ACU is? No, they don't. Also, Nuke Launch actually is still alive, surprisingly. But the ORs are just continuing to pour in damage into everything. Strat Bombers going after a Maglev up here that was trying to push in, but... well... it was trying to push in. Let's put it like that. And... artillery just firing down onto Maverick's position now. And there's nuke into Maverick space. And where's that missile?
Strategic launch detected.
Right, there's one down here. Where did the first missile went? Did I just completely miss the... That's an emissary. Because that's not normal nuke. Oh, yeah, that's a YOLO. Completely missed that Gojo was building a YOLO. That's why I didn't see the missile in the lower area of the map, because, well, it was in the lower area of the map, but YOLO does end up taking out Maverick, and thus they do end up winning. 112k mass cut with this one YOLO nuke. Right, I hope you enjoyed this one. I have to admit, it was a lot less happening than I remembered when I checked through it. I guess just checking your replays at plus 10 speed makes it seem like there's more going on than there actually is. But anyway, I hope you still enjoyed this. If you did, leave a like. If you want to be notified when more videos like these or more casts like these come out, you can always subscribe. And yeah, this was streamed live on Twitch. Link to that will be, as per always, down in the description. And yeah, just like, of course, links to Fav and replay and stuff like that. But yeah, hope you enjoyed, hope to see you again in the future cast, and till then, bye!